So I am finally assembling the Veronique dress pattern from GewelbyGayle, and I printed it from my phone because printing from my phone is so much fast, but I did not get a chance to select actual size when I printed it. And when I measured my test box, I realized my test box was not 2 inches. I thought the margins were a little too wide. Something had to be wrong. And so when I measured my test box, it was not 2 inches. So I knew this was not the actual size. So on the back here, I turned the paper around in the printer because I am not wasting 30 more pages. So I turned the paper around and I printed it again. And I selected actual size. It is important to print the first page with the test box on it before printing the rest of it. I'm sure we all know this, but I reprinted it and I have an exact 2-inch test box. And so now I know that the pattern is printed to the right size. So I used actual size. I try to stick with printing at the actual size and it comes out perfectly. Now, because there is going to be a little excess, as a matter of fact, I do not like my pattern to be printed to the edge of the paper. I don't like that because I do not want to use tape. I find tape extremely hard to work with. So I use glue. And in using the glue, there's this little excess on the edge. So I trim one side of it. Normally I trim the right side and attach it this way, but I find that the left side of this one has a bigger edge. And so I am attaching it with my glue. I got about 3 of these from the thrift store, the Goodwill store. My other one was finished as my school glue from when I was in the classroom. I got it for $1 at the Goodwill. Now I am very precise with lining up my patterns. Like if the line is not lining up properly, I'm removing it and I'm starting again. I'm not even 1/32 of a space I don't want. I need it to be exact because I believe that a properly what is the word I'm looking for? A properly assembled pattern leads to a way better fitting garment. So I do not want any excess because the tiniest excess that you have could turn out to causing a big problem to the finished look of your garment. So I like to be very exact. Now, if you're going to be making this as a dress or as a blouse, or you wanted to remake it as another dress, then doing it properly one time, even if it takes a little time, is advisable. It's not even advisable. It is required. But when I line it up, my lines must line up and my words must line up. Okay, so there we go. So that is the Veronique dress. Now this is number 20 and I'm going to 21. When I've attached 21, I know this row is finished. I do not have a big table to assemble my pattern on, so I assemble it in rows. So I assembled the first row already, which was where I was measuring my 2-inch box. And then I'm attaching the second row. Once I have this row and then another row, I am going to start cutting them out. So I will cut the front of the dress separately and then I'll attach it lengthwise to the top part that I already assembled because my table is not big enough to spread out the entire pattern. So once I see the dress starting to take shape, I'll just cut it away and assemble it based on the different parts of the dress. So like I already have these 2 squares, or these 2 rectangles rather, and I'm doing these 2. When I am done, I am just going to cut out the dress top from right here and attach it to here, and then the sleeve because I can't assemble the entire thing. Yeah, my table is not big enough, so it is what it is though. Okay, this one is a little bit off and we're taking it apart because apparently I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. So let us reassemble this, reattach this, and boom. So 21 was my last piece. Now I need 22 and 23. So there are 35 pieces. So 32, 33, 34, and 35 are not. The hem of the dress is in it. So then I only need 33, 34, 35. I wonder what my printer printed. Not wasting my paper. All right, so this row is done. I'm going to assemble 22 to 28.